Hello everyone, this is JPL, back from another reaction video, and today I'll be reacting to some more Friendship is Terrifying, and this is going to be episode 3 of season 2, The Terror of the Everfree. Yeah, that's not something I've seen in a long time from the show. The Terror of the Everfree Forest. Oh man. The show has changed so much that the threat of the Everfree Forest is no longer really apparent in the show. They just completely forgot about it. They just ignore the Everfree Forest. And like they just started entering it willy-nilly as if there was no threat. And I guess, maybe that was one of the lessons they were trying to say and teach, is that really the Everfree Forest is not that bad. It's just prejudice and presupposition. But we never got that story. And so the Everfree Forest it still has all those creatures, but we never got to use those creatures in the show, which was really disappointing. So, having the terror of the Everfree, yeah, I hope it's better utilized in this show than it did in My Little Pony. So, yeah, why don't we just get started here in 3, 2, 1, click. That came a knocking in a very
partner,
interesting door.
We have a problem at the mine.
Oh?
The mine?
Is it the Hydra again? The magical wards I set up should be keeping the monsters of the Everfree away from the mine.
No, it is not the Hydra, or the crocodiles, or even the dragons. No, there is a monster far more dangerous than any of those things in the Everfree, and it's threatening our mine.
Just what sort of monster are we talking about?
A zebra.
Oh, Zecora.
Zecora is something of a witch doctor, who is squatting on the land we claimed in the Everfree. She insists that the mine and the lumber operation are destroying the natural order. She is so convinced that we are destroying the world that she is using her knowledge of alchemy to sabotage our equipment and frighten off our workers.
Probably the most
this continues, the unthinkable
underutilized character from the show.
This operation could become unprofitable.
The natural order? I have encountered her kind before. They were a plague in my time as well.
Her zebras or her
Haven and the immortals. They believed that we were an abomination against nature because we did not die, and did everything in their power to undermine our efforts at every turn.
Right,
They even went so far as to release a magical plague into the city that killed thousands before we could develop a cure. So I am not inclined to take a nature worshipper lightly. I will take
nature worshipper.
Good, good. Now, for the real important business.
There is more?
You bet. We need to discuss the preparations for my daughter's birthday party. She will simply die if Princess Scootaloo isn't there.
Of course.
Who is that? Is that supposed to be Filthy Rich?
Who is
Doesn't
that
exactly look like him.
Who thinks they stand where I cannot see?
Oh,
do
back
you
with the
always
rhyming.
Speak in rhyme?
From time to time.
If you wish to speak in prose,
that's a poor rhyme.
Of my foes.
You sent ponies to rape this land. Soon only stumps and a strip mine will remain where I stand.
That's a strong word.
The trees were here long before you. When you mess with nature, it is a disastrous brew. Without the force, the monsters will flee, all into the surrounding country. Ponies will die and scream as a result of your greedy dream.
Oh, those half rhymes are killing me.
The wind will blow across the stumpy plain and carry the bats, the orchard's bane. The farmers will curse with every breath.
I can see some Timberwolves.
That brings their death. The sick and weak will know but dread, for without my potions they will all be dead. The herbs that make my healing brews will be scarce because of you.
You know what? They're doing something right here.
They will not be found once you've cleared this.
We have a circling camera
angle. The storm so tied to this ancient place will pour their wrath upon every pony face. And when flood and sickness ponies
instead of
find,
just seeing the exact same two things over and over, there's more variety.
Have you finished your empty rant?
This is really good
your haughty chant?
for the show.
If you have, I shall now reveal a truth more dreadful and far more real. You claim the trees are older than me, but in fact, I am older than all this country.
Trees older than Ghidorah.
With no tree or shrub until the ponies came.
It's possible. I'm not sure if it's so in this show.
This result of pony industry. A castle they built and farms did stand, and beneath the fort, the seed of a sinister plan. That ancient seed Celestius did hide to conceal from us both his sin and pride. But with war the ponies fled, and harmony's seed quietly spread. Beneath the ruins that tree did grow, whose power only Celestials did know. But Alicorn pride could not foresee the danger in planting a celestial tree.
This
abyssal power around it drew, and a forest new in that dark brew grew. Untamed power
He's rhyming.
Rise to nightmares made real before pony eyes.
And it actually sounds a lot like
go proclaim at every door.
That one episode of Rainbow Dash Presents
or stay your tongue about trees
Lord of Cthulhu.
For nature cares not what
it was the song
yield.
Bones and Skin.
Stand aside and you will see the great bounty of pony industry.
Which happens when you
have
a deep filter
but unlike
change
your tongue,
pitch.
Which is a bore and no fun, they will bear great fruit to feed everyone. The monsters that dwell here shall be cut down
tree?
to make it safe for all those around. And the herbs that you find take filthy to see, and he'll make sure they grow in a massive factory. For your brew will heal but a few, but with industry there will be enough to heal every pony. And the trees themselves will build the homes that will spike your
So what's with the sparking going on over there?
To weather the storm. Or is it you alone that
Why is it sparking?
Build a home out of wood. And even the great hole left by our mine will fill with water in a short time. And the hole with water is defined by even your sort as a lakeside resort. And though you fear to move a leaf, you may rest with great relief, because 1,000 years are my source. So listen as I say, nature will go its course, without regard to the toil of any horse.
Well...
Almost swear.
Are you sure this is the place? These ruins are older than the Crystal Empire, and it is said the demons roam here in the depths of winter.
Demons?
Then be glad it is not midwinter. The map in the journal was very specific. This is the place he was born, so this is the place where we shall find him.
He was born. He, let's say...
Activate the Shadow Stone.
Oh, Sombra. Okay. I guess that works too. Not my first guess. My first guess was Gojira.
Sombra, I have not come to do you
I can't understand a single thing he's saying.
Come to
also,
ask
this is
very
Portal
simple
music.
Question. Was it you who took away the memories of the Crystal Ponies, like Empress Cadence says?
This is a cover of the Portal music.
Would you take my word for that, the Princess of Love? I enslaved you, and she liberated you.
Oh, yes.
Sombra, I have found hidden in my own home
This does
journal
confirm my
written
suspicion.
in my own hoof. And what I
that
have
the eye
apparently
twitching
written there
is in fact supposed
gives me
to
reason enough to hear your side of events.
insinuate the flickering of the glowing of the eyes. It looks really bad, like this. It really does.
You did enslave us. We all remember that.
What happened to the lighting?
Young fool, I didn't enslave you all. But the question is,
It's a neat idea that they have here, but it's not a good... It just looks really glitchy and bad. And so the solution would be not to have that effect. And what happened to these characters?
I am not the only pony who has found disturbing things among their own possessions.
Why do they look really poorly rendered
here
now?
Have questions. What really happened? How did we end up in chains?
Then I shall tell you. Long ago, the Crystal Empire was little more than an outpost at the frozen top of the world.
Outpost.
Our emperor commanded the garrison there, and like all the creatures of his time, served the immortal princes of Haven. But a great war destroyed the ancients, and their great civilization fell. The sun was stricken and grew dark and cold, and the world fell into chaos. But here, one pony made a stand against the dying of the night. The commander of the northern garrison...
How is it that this show has so much expositional lore in each episode? How? It's absurd. Most of the show is just conversations and history telling. There's not actually anything going on most of the time.
It started very simply. Celestia demanded the land of Equestria be given to her people, and Dramar refused to give it up. There was a great battle. Celestia and Luna were strong, but their army was weak, while Dramar's army was large, professional, and very well equipped. The Equestrians were in fact beaten. But, tragically, Emperor Dramar himself suffered a fatal wound from Celestia's own spear of light. And so Dramar's daughter,
That'll do it.
Princess Amore, took the throne. But instead of continuing the campaign and finishing off Equestria, she made peace with Celestia, and made peace on the worst possible terms. We lost all of our colonies, and Princess Amore became so enamored with Princess Celestia, we became little more than a puppet state of Equestria. But something happened Celestia could not foresee. Locked deep beneath this frozen land, there is a power long forgotten. A power of frozen darkness. And this power awoke.
Frozen darkness?
Awoke just enough to affect just one act of creation. Me. It imbued its power into a form that could dwell in the
Frozen
darkness.
darkness.
Its ultimate purposes are clear.
Okay.
Even to me. But one thing is certain. I am meant to rule this world. So when I was old enough and strong enough, I began to challenge Amore. I challenged her ways and deeds. I challenged her betrayal of all her father had stood for. I challenged her efforts to turn the proud warriors of the Crystal Empire to sheep, and the Crystal Empire into nothing more than a pawn on Celestia's chessboard. I challenged her, and the ponies listened to me. You all began to support me and to follow me, and when we became numerous enough, Amora betrayed her true nature and sent her gods to arrest me. But you would not have it. Civil war broke out then, but it was too late for Amore. She had waited too long to take action, and her troops were so poor because of her own policies that they were easily defeated.
You killed her? Empress Amore?
Amore?
Yes.
Amore.
I did kill her.
Myanmar. Myanmar Cadenza.
I offered her a place by my side as my empress. Not out of mercy.
Isn't that her actual full name? Princess Myanmar Cadenza?
Such a marriage would have gone a long way to cement my claim.
And they don't actually use that name in the show much.
She was defiant.
Only when she first arrived. Since then, she's always been Cadence.
And shattered her into 1,000 pieces, and ordered the pieces scattered to the four corners of the earth.
And then?
War, my crystal patriots. War! Glorious, furious war. I rebuilt our grand
I'm not too interested in the Crystal Empire subplot that's going on here.
I was unstoppable. But Celestia is nothing, if not cunning. She devised a plan to stop my army in its tracks, an attack I could not have foreseen.
She broke the ice.
What did she do?
She stole your memories.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Without your memories, you stopped fighting. At home, it was chaos.
Well, I guess that helps explain that somewhat subplot from the show. Disappeared for 1,000 years.
Spell.
That spell is sorcery, and a great consuming evil.
Interesting.
But I had no choice. I used it on the crystal heart, and through it, I forced my will upon the mindless crystal opponents. I renewed the war.
So why are these guys talking to Sombra?
Equestria counterattacked, and while I still had the numbers,
what's this for?
slaves making
Why is this happening?
I lost the field to Equestria, and finally I lost
Who knows?
But the slaving spell had tied me to the crystal heart, and so when Luna banished me to the Shadow Realm, she banished you as well.
For me to believe all of this, you need but tell me one last thing.
Oh?
What is my name?
You? It would
Or
be easy
no
to
one.
forget my own. For many ponies serve me, but none so well as you, General Thunder.
It is all true.
Thunderhoof.
Everything I wrote in my journal. I am Thunderhoof. And you are my one true king. Commend us, our master. Our lives are yours. What shall we do? Shall we bring you the crystal heart?
No. A crystal heart cannot free me.
Tell us what can. Whatever it takes, we will do it.
Bring me the heart, Princess.
Well, I guess that's not totally a bad thing in this show, because Cadence seems to be this semi-dictator. So yeah, that's it. So I guess we're introducing a new plot line. Killing Cadence and freeing Sombra. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything I have to say about this episode I've already said in the episode. A general summary is that so we have Sakura and the Everfree Forest, and something's an industry is probably going on in the Everfree Forest. I don't exactly remember what it is. It was probably something that happened in earlier episodes that established it, or it's just introduced now. If that's the case, interesting. So yeah, that's its own way. And then we have this whole subplot with King Sombra, which it seemed to have come out of nowhere, that these guards will come here. I really think that there probably should have been a scene establishing their motive for coming here, because when you just show up in a place and you don't know why they're there, and then suddenly that's the location where the evil is, it's kind of like, oh, okay, so why is this happening? Why are these three guards talking to the Sombra? I don't know. But Sombra wants to kill Cadence. Well, do people really like Cadence? Cadence seems to be a terrible person in this show. So, we'll see how things are. Because if it was the Cadence from the normal show, it would be, oh no, not Cadence, that's a bad thing to happen. But in this show, it's just, oh, okay. Go ahead, be my guest. So yeah, what's going on with this show? Like, what's the main plot? Is there a main plot? I don't know. 'Cause I feel like so many episodes, it's just expositional lore. There's just way too much lore in every single episode, and not enough plot happening. Maybe there is a plot. But it's just not a plot that I'm really aware of, because I think the main plot of the first season is already done. We have Ghidorah, and his mission was to become friends with the main six. And then there's this whole thing with Celestia. And now in season 2, I have no idea what the plot is. We're in episode 3. I think that the plot was introduced in the second episode of last season. The first episode introduced Ghidorah and the love of Twilight. In this season, it's just, I don't know. I have no idea what the plot is. What's the journey? Why are our characters doing things? We really need to know these things early on. Because when you, I don't know, but the plot heavily involves Cadence, it seems. But we don't know what the plot is for our main characters. What are they supposed to do? What is King Ghidorah supposed to do in this show? I have no idea. He's already made friends with the main 6. That's done. So what about anything else? I don't know. It's very likely that I just missed it, or I completely forgot what the story is, which tends to happen. I don't watch these all back to back. I do spend like a few weeks, sometimes a few months in between episodes, so that's why memory gets fuzzy. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.